Hello and welcome to another modeling video. This is Alan from the Mokono Man at YouTube with another model video. Today we're going to be building, reviewing and finishing the One Piece model kits. Choppa Robo Edition 1, the Tank Edition. Collecting all 5 of these kits in a series will also double up and build the great Choppa robots. Later on, the entirety of the kit was released in a single box. The concept of these 5 mechanical components and the robot seems to be an original design outside from the One Piece universe. Approximately a decade ago, the model retailed around 800 yen. Inside the box, you were greeted with 5 very colourful runners out of ABS, easy snaps off and snap together, instructions and very colourful stickers. The instructions depict how to put this component and kit together, as well as with all the other kits together to transform it in combining it into the greater robot. Like each of the different franchises and large genres Bandai likes to tackle, this model is none like anything else they've released or done before, and definitely nothing like any of the Gundam kits. The parts are very large, though sparse of detail, a bit organic in shape, very thick connecting joints, snap joints, pegs, and massive pre-colored polycaps. Very versatile and almost comes out more toy-like than scale model. There is a few obvious issues such as flash marks down the tracks and large hollow areas behind the antlers that do need addressing. In the way of fitting and understanding, it was overly easy and snapped together in no time. Being ABS, it just tore straight off the runners and clicked together. Extra time was required filing and sanding all the imperfections. The rich detail in the mini Chopper figure is absolutely fantastic. Unfortunately, I lost it and was not able to paint it at a later date. The colour separation leads to very little masking, though hand painting is required. Sculpting putty fixed in the voids, and one line of seam line putty went across the helmet's head. The project was mounted on steel pegs and airbrushed Mr. Surfacer 1500 as a primer. I built up layers of a very dark green to a medium light Russian and military green for military effect, and pulled out some unusual Chinese communist decals to give it a red square parade look. I would have purchased and started this kit somewhere around 2012 and abandoned it somewhere around 2014. It was just too basic, too stark, too bright of decals, and did not have the confidence to weather it up and detail it further. Until now in the new Salt Mine studio. With more confidence in 2020, I'm pulling out all of my old, abandoned and shelf queen projects to finish and paint for quick content and to lead into more complex and interesting projects. Looking closer at an older airbrush effect, I was pretty impressed with the shading and lack of splattering I did before doing the Honing Your Airbrush Skills series. Pulling out a bunch of paints, I've done a bit of playful further shading and colouring areas such as the eyes, nose, the antlers, darkening things with liquid smoke and liquid brown, then weathering with pencils, pigments, inks, washes, streaks, building upon all that and adding layers of clear mats to really dampen it up. I was playful in some areas and panels where some bits were more rusted than others to give it further definition and shape and scheme, more similar to the box art, posed it being completely green and a communist-ish effect. The X at the front of the hat was picked out with clear silver to glint a bit. The decals were toned down by spraying similar green colours over it in a very light dusting manner to blend in the scheme, and multiple pigment and washes over the cap and the logo of the hat to rust that up further. A bit of brown on top of the antlers to look more organic and like horns. Had a lot of playing with the articulation and all the joints and whatnot to give it a artillery look. Everything moves around, the hatch opens, the mouth opens, the gun turret moves, the machine gun turrets move. Very playful, which I don't normally display in these videos such as typical Gundam reviewers, but overall, being such a strange kit and a lot of detail to hand paint and play with, I had an absolute ball just being a bit weird and doing something different with it back then, and finishing it off now was so much more fun, on top of that with all these mediums, tools, techniques and toys. That wraps it up. It's been very interesting how little I document several years ago at the start of the channel, and try to incorporate how much detail I go into a build, and expect more abandoned projects to be picked up, revisited and finished off during this year and further down the road. Thank you very much for watching. As always, until next time, check out all the social medias down below to see finished models and other projects. We'll catch you guys next time. Stay tuned for more.